right lineups. I don't know if this is the one to go up against with Spirit Breaker to, you know, kind of stun you through the Blade Fury, but
you don't want Omni Slash versus a Chen.
That's also a good point.
Those things.
That's also a good point.
You don't want to play. You don't want to play that hero at all anymore, dude.
But you made an inkling there. Huskar, you think could be a potential grab for this game?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think he's one of the players that really likes to play it. There are several players like that in US actually that prefer playing him.
It looks okay.
And he wouldn't be bad. He's okay against Spirit Breaker because that's a lot of magic damage. Spirit Breaker is not so much physical damage as you imagine.
Good versus Lesh too.
Wheel, of course, being the bigger one to counter. Rubik doesn't also, like, none of them really bring the physical. It's Chen with some of his creeps could. And going for Guardian Greaves on Huskar is massive.
It's really good.
It's an amazing item. But of course, we're talking about a hero that might get picked. But Bristleback gets banned out here by Fly.
Yeah, a little bit of that minus armor synergy between his goo and the Vengeful Spirit, of course.
The trend seems to be now to wait for your core, your one, until the last pick. Like, it seems to be right now, and at least in America, that if you have an offlaner that really likes a Clockwork, or you're really good, comfortable on one side of the hero, you go for that, or you go for the big mid hero. But your one is waited until almost the last pick, almost every single draft I've seen so far.
Yeah, quite often, quite often. It doesn't really say much to pick a Clockwork anyway.
Right.
It's like, yeah, he works against most things. There's no straight up like hard counter against it. We saw some game where like a Viper was put to lane against the Clockwork, and that's kind of good. But the games so quickly leave laning stage now anyway.
And Viper counters every hero lane.
Yeah.
So it's more about
that's
just
what he does.
Exactly.
He's a flying snake.
Leviathan going to be rounding out their lineup with the Dragon Knight. Looking pretty heavy siege here, gentlemen.
Safe lane.
Lesh, Chen, Dragon Knight.
That's the holy tri combo.
Holy Trinity.
Exactly. If you get those three, you break high ground so easily. This is going to be tough. Wheel Wreck need to fight non-stop.
Leviathan has a solution for everything Wheel has. So if Clockwork quickshots somebody, Rubik can just lift him out. They have really good pushing.
DK stun. Yeah,
and Rubik lift as well. Just really good against that. They can deal with Witch Doctor decently, I feel. They have pretty good range disables and burst stuff. So I think this looks like a pretty good draft for Leviathan. As long as their laning stage goes good, I think they're going to be in a really good place.
The only downside that could be for them, and that's not even based on their draft, that's just the only thing that can really stop them that well, is chaotic fighting, I feel. Or this, but even then...
He's still got the Radiance.
Yeah, he has to get farmed on Naga. If you get the Naga to a point where she has Radiance, Manta Style, and Octarine, you can lock the enemy down so hardcore. Yeah,
Naga. Octarine is so good.
Loda played a game in League where he got it. That was the first competitive where I watched it, and it's like you have 100% uptime on Q, so that's pretty disgusting to play against.
Yep. Your illusions are really tanky by being able to just tank creep waves with
it gives some HP and mana.
The mana's good. You get the illusion more often because they're just cooldown.
Your ulti, 45-second cooldown.
The Radiance, you get a little
traveling faster.
So much, so good.
Yeah, it synergizes extremely well. Riptiding more often. Like in general, it's just a great item to pick up on her.
Right.
But that's when you get to that level of farm, though. And of course, Naga looking to get punished. That's 3 heavy heroes that Leviathan have.
So who do we look out for each team? I mean, it's already pretty much established that and his Naga for Wheel, but what do you think for Leviathan now? Who is the key player going to bet to be there? Is it the Lesh, the more core Lesh?
Yeah, I think the DK actually, and how well his early game is going to go. And if he can take, you know, the first objective, first tower quickly, I think the DK has to have a good game, else they're going to have a struggle.
Could be a lot of ganking from Chen as well. If Chen gets a lot of good ganks off, it could really position them in even better laning stage. So.
Yeah, pick ban rate across 6.84, Queen of Pain 95.5, and Gyrocopter at 88.9.
Yep. Queen of Pain, sorry, not going to play it a whole lot often here, but here we go, gentlemen. We're going to be firing away into game number 1 of this best of 2 series. Pressure on Wheel to really perform. Leviathan, they're looking for that first win here in the TI5 quals. Will they get it? We'll find out soon. We're going to go ahead and throw it away to our casters now. Purge and Waga, please take it away.
Yeah. Okay, they're just having a little bit of a standoff here. It's a little bit awkward, but they're trying to position here on Wheel to just hide behind the tree line and like, look, our Clockwork. You want to go on him?
The goal is to block a lot of jungle camps here because it's going to prevent Chen from farming. That ward down there is one of the leftmost wards you can play, so that should block the pull camp. And then that one right there, very common large pull camp block. But he's fine with this, honestly. He can still grab a large creep from the left side jungle, farm the medium creep, and go back and forth. And he did predict where that was going to be, so nicely done by Nushim there.
Yeah, very nice. And that's the Observer Ward he's killing as well. Yeah. And that small camp is so hard to de-ward because there are so many different spots that you could actually throw down the ward. But good prediction by him. I don't think he saw them ward because they were hiding behind the Fog of War when they did it. But he finds it immediately.
See if he gets in the
Oh, they warded it again. Cheeky bastard. I think he saw that one though. He saw
possibly.
them run down
but
there.
This means he either dewards the pull camp or he gets the large camp. And honestly, it's not that bad to have the pull blocked as long as it's solo off lane, because the support, the solo support essentially is going to be zoning Mike anyways. So not having a pull camp really doesn't do that much, I don't think.
Normally I would say that, but just against the Clockwork, I think you kind of need your pull so that you can deny the swing of Quilbrim. Because he's going to do the trick on Clockwork where he locks his creeps into the tree line, and that creates such a big swing in the creeps. First he holds them back and he's going to farm under his tower, and then all his creeps, like a double creep wave, is going to shove into the enemy tower, and it's just very hard to carry on that.
Okay. That was a really nice rotation from Venge. Like, he was just passing through the lane, but that guaranteed a dagger and a lot of damage on top of the Dragon Knight, so he's going to have to set all lane for a little bit.
Little drive-by, yeah. It does help the lane a whole lot, but here comes the reaction as well. Gonna throw in the tornado. I think Queen is fine though. She has full HP, and of course DK struggling to get the first few last hits on this. He has 3 out of first 8. So a good rotation by Venge.
Derp's been really doing a lot here. Oh, it looks like they did deward the other pull spot, so with the sentry, so they're going to be just fine there. That was the safe bet. Upper position ward, and we'll see a stun on Spirit Breaker in a second.
So hard to kill, really, to kill a Spirit Breaker like this.
Maledict helps, but Bash is...
Yeah, sadly it's just level 1 Maledict. If he hits a Tangle, he's still fine here. It does deal quite a bit of damage after they hit that much, but even then, it's just weak. But good harass, and gonna keep him out. He doesn't have the regen to really go back to full HP even now. Mid lane, of course, it is heavily favored for Queen of Pain in this matchup, but he's gonna be fine. Oh, actually?
Gonna have a blink, I think, yeah.
Quite a bit of damage though dealt, and denies the rune as well, which is the bigger part. Oh, even kills it.
That's rough then. I made that a little harder there than it had to be. That extra rune for Dragon Knight would have allowed him to win his lane, I believe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Charge going on, the Witch Doctor top, I don't think it's going to do anything though.
No.
Like, no sentry fire, no trickle.
He's just doing, okay, he even gets the bash and he's like, oh, can I maybe? They could maybe join with the Queen here. They got the bounce back to it. Actually, they might have it on their own. Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, that creep bounce.
Can he deny, is the question? He doesn't.
He almost needed to wait for the Maledict tick to see if he lived with like 1 HP.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the right HP amount. That was just really unlucky on the bounce, honestly.
Yeah.
That bounced all the way back to him. He would have lived otherwise.
Exactly. It bounces into a full creep camp and it just goes back instantly. So
it's like 1 out of 3.
Yeah. And the slow bottle courier is being done by the DK walking courier. They need to upgrade this as soon as possible so that he can start getting some control onto his lane, because he's really in the struggle. Meanwhile, there's not that much going on the other lanes. There's free farm on Naga as expected here, getting good help by her supports, but even then, Spirit Breaker is just being such a nuisance. He died, but respawns full HP and just starts being aggressive again.
So on the safe lane, looks like Clock is not getting a whole lot either. Still continuing to block. He is level 3, which is not too bad. He got a catapult, actually.
Yeah, he did.
That's pretty good to hold.
Yeah, it is very nice. It's going to make the creep wave push even more as the enemy. Oh, that kind of counteracts what he's doing right now. I don't think he should see us with the rockets, because it's going to mess with the creep balance. Maybe he gets away with it fine, though. Pull being done by Rubik, so having the pull against these kind of shenanigans is very important. And, yeah.
Oh, he got all of them. That was really close.
Yeah, he actually managed to get one of the extra attacks there. At first,
so Spirit Breaker here grabs a third level, or a point of the aura. I've seen a lot of different varied skill builds on Spirit Breaker. What would you go for? What do you think is the best?
Like, all of the Chinese teams have been maxing out the charge and the bash and like leaving the W. Yeah.
Just empty, right?
Yeah, empty. Yeah. Sometimes they would put 1 point, but maxing the bash first and pretty evenly skilling. I would probably sell out for the Chinese build. I think it's really strong.
Okay. I think it's really good against Quap, especially if you have a hero that has a blink, then you need the high charge duration disabled. That way you can get your ultimate off.
It's also the movement speed. Like, it makes a difference as well. You get in even faster. You come so fast out of Fog of War sometimes that you can just, you know, secure that stun before she blinks away.
Okay, yeah.
We saw it in the Chinese games that, like, Rubik got charged and did not have time to telekinesis because he came out of Fog of War with the Spirit Breaker. Like, it can make a difference sometimes.
So they're focused on pushing here. That's 30 CS on the Naga. She's the highest on the map right now. And she'll get another 4 here.
Yeah, she
Tower's getting low.
gets all of it, very nice. And she has the Basilius as well, so they're tanking up a lot. They have a Witch Doctor if they want to turn on the heal and push even more. They should be getting a tower on this. And Spiritbreaker is not the greatest offlaner at stopping this kind of thing, because he can't walk up. He dies instantly if he walks up, and he doesn't have a skill to pull the creep wave. This is where a Clockwork or something would pull the creeps and stop the push a whole lot.
That was such a good push. They had 4 ranged creeps and a catapult there.
Yeah.
And they got our tower before the enemy players Chen did. So, and Chen's been focusing a lot more on stacking neutral camps and helping the Dragon Knight. He's actually leveling pretty well, so
yeah,
they've got that going for them, but it should be a gold advantage going to Wheel here, and probably an experienced one going to Leviathan.
Yeah, should be.
Gank mid.
The gank is going to connect. Yeah.
Missed wave it. No, they did hit wave of terror. Maledict, and that's going to be a lot. He's got a bottle, but there's no way.
It's super dead.
Pull back. That should be a kill, I think, on Goody. Yep, that's a good return kill at least.
Witch Doctor could have backed much sooner there. He wanted to really make sure that the kill is going to happen, but all the Maledict techs were still to go. So he got the last hit for keeping attacking there, but if he just walked back, he would have been safe, and I don't think they could have got on a return kill.
Ooh,
oh, nice creeps here by the Chen. He can get this guy.
Second net. Oh my god. That DD helps so much there.
Yeah, and then Leshrac coming into the right as well. There's no way out, but the DD rune makes a big difference when you have 2 ends near Sand stun creep. Also, the mud golems are really nice with Chen now. You can do a nice little thing when you gank. If you just take over a mud creep and let it tank down to low HP, you run in and you stun the enemy on the lane.
There's an easier way to do it. You can just use Holy Persuasion on the lane creep, and it dies instantly.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
works pretty well. I did that in a pub the other day, and it worked out quite nice, because each boulder does 120 magic damage.
Yes.
So at level 1, you've got, what, 375? That's a daggone.
Exactly.
Amazing.
It's a little bit harder to do that later on, because then you're going to have to time which of your creep is going to die.
Yeah.
It matters which order you took them.
Yeah, it's tough.
But in general, it's a very strong ganking creep. And it's mostly, like, it's really strong in combination with some other creeps as well. Like the Hellbear and that is just terrifying together. Make sure you get your Hellbear close enough though, because the boulder takes a long time before it actually lands.
Yeah.
The projectile is very slow.
So they're going all in on the bot push, but in exchange, Wheel's going to be able to take a tier 1 mid, which is a pretty good trade for them considering the fact that Dragon Knight 6 here. They can't really contest this. I don't think they can win this fight.
No, it's too much to walk into. Chen already is quite a nuisance early on, and of course DK, when he has his ulti for these tower pushes, it's hard to contest. They might want to find some kill here, because they see low HP.
They lost their creeps too. Wheel's a good lift, pulling them in. Nusham does not have his ulti yet. He's not quite 6. That's really unfortunate for him. I feel like they maybe could have continued the push if they did, because he would have been able to heal his creeps to full. And once the creeps died, they didn't have any way to brute force down the tower. So losing 2 heroes there, a very costly mistake there by Leviathan. I really think they should have just delayed for him to kill 1 neutral creep and get 6.
Yeah, pretty much. They just went with the organic timing that they had on lane. They're like, oh, lane is pushing and we're all here. Let's do it. But they weren't really ready for it. Nice stun there in time, but ulti comes out.
Needs a bash. Will he get the bash? Ooh, he needs to not die now, actually. Jenkins running for his life. There's the
even the regen rune value. Deny.
Oh, nice deny.
It's the send home and then just kidding, bro. Gotta kill you instead.
Go 200 mana, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah, that was nice. At least he gets the deny and stops that. But good read as well by Wheel there on bottom lane, that they saw the low HP and came in and punished. Also realizing that Chen was not level 6 yet.
Oops, stun on Quap. There'll be a lift afterwards. I don't know if it'll be enough damage though. If the Lesh was a little earlier, they could have done a triple stun. It should have died. Interesting build on Shredder here. We almost never see Leshes go for this build.
This is really strange in this current, like, everyone is maxing the lightning.
But it's always mid.
It's really strong.
Leshes. Yeah. This was a carry Lesh, and in that case I feel like it's okay maybe to go more Edict, because you don't need lightning to win your lane, because you're just auto-attacking. Kind of.
But I think you need to respect the lightning a little bit more as well, because if he was safe lane, and then when they took the tower top, if he just had max lightning, he could have TP'd there and just stopped that single-handedly. Because you can cast the lightning from super far away and you stop any kind of push. It's
true, I guess.
It's so hard to push against, and they don't really have diving heroes. So, I don't know. I think it gives you some push, but it's really the old school way of playing it.
So, Vengeful Spirit just trying to pick up level 6 on the mid lane. Wheel's going to again continue to pressure here. See if they can get the tower.
Yeah.
I think it's quite low.
It is.
Yeah, it's very low.
They dealt a bit of damage before. A lot of the Radiant team is just sitting around Secret Shop now. They smoked up now. Yes. So they're trying to wrap around and
this is a
find
good
a
gank
kill.
combo. A Mud Golem and 2 Centaur creeps.
Yeah, that's a good chain stun. They also have Rubik to lift if he can walk in
Quap
first.
might blink back into it, and I think that's what they're hoping for.
They're going.
Comes the lift.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he's going to be able to blink
He has
away.
the ulti though. Okay, they're there.
He does get interrupted twice. Good chain
Queen
stunning
ulti
there by
maybe?
Wheel. That was some good range. Needs the bash to get the kill. She's going to blink in 3 seconds. There's the heal, and yes, does get him. Jenkins picks up the kill. Nusham chasing after Derp here, but nowhere close to in range. And Goody will TP out as well.
Oh, they got a lift? No, they didn't.
You
Wow.
might have been able to get that one actually with the Mud Golem, but wasn't able to. Going after Axe Mike instead. That's the hero he wants. Will he get the vision? Looking for the stun. Not quite in time.
Yeah.
Nusham slightly missed microing, or at least in that vision. I'm not sure. We didn't really have that perspective.
He got the vision slightly in time there, but maybe he just, you know, didn't have the chance to stun him. Very good reaction there by the Venge and the Witch Doctor when Queen Watch was charged, but she still goes down. Just shows how annoying Spirit Breaker can be to any blink hero.
Yeah.
You blink away, you think you're safe. Nah, he keeps going. He just keeps running after you.
So the push continues. Dragon Knight only has a bracer, but it's really all he needs is his ultimate and a little bit of breathe fire.
I think they're still holding quite well for the Naga, but they're on a good schedule as well for Leviathan. They're taking towers in good time. Are they going to try and fight this? I don't think they fight.
So a bit of a wasted smoke unless they walk right into this, and it kind of looks like they're going to. Shredder looking to buy something at the side shop, I believe. He spots the courier. It's going to take 3 hits. 4 hits maybe?
4 hits actually for him. He hits pretty weak, but they back out. So wasted smoke there for Wheel.
Ooh, the Relic at 11 minutes 20 seconds. That is so early. And this is starting to look a little scary for Leviathan.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of towers, but once the Radiance comes, defending against the Naga Radiance push is going to be really tough. And he went absolutely
He
off
doesn't.
Relic
I think he
too.
should have a bottle. Even if you're rushing it really hard, like bottle gives you so much more for your farming. The mana that you get from it, you can bottle crow quite a bit in this game. The Queen hasn't been actively doing that much. She did it like once, or she did it twice or 3 times maybe. So you can get more value out of it, is what I'm saying, and farm even more effectively. You make up for the bottle and you stay higher HP. Like right now, Naga is low on mana and low on, well, not low on HP, but pushing bottom here is very hard. If you
He has
use
to
any
chance it.
spell,
Yeah.
he can't TP.
Or he can't ult if he does get ganked, so definitely makes it very dangerous. But we'll get the Radiance a little early. Maybe he's saying like 700 gold is what I need to shave off the win. Oh, gets the song with an illusion. Leviathan going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, very good force. And they're trying to kill it. No, not the play. Okay, they might have. No, they don't.
It's well microed.
Yeah, very nice.
Blade Mail up on Clockwork. No surprise there. Very good against Leshrac, because he will be doing a lot of AoE damage. If you hookshot him, he's kind of like, well, normally I'd turn my ulti on and do my best until I die, but now I have to make a hard decision.
Yeah, Clockwork also is so good against Leshrac. As you mentioned there, he can turn on his ulti before he dies, but he cannot use his Q, W, or E during the battery. It's so annoying against Clockwork. You just cannot cast any spell. You just stand there and wave your hands.
Good, you might get caught here.
Yeah,
by Leviathan, or maybe he's just positioning. Or he's got vision of them now. I think he's going to realize, oh, there's actually...
He could hide here and just sit there and go behind them when they push this tower, because it seems to want to fight it. He wants to be behind them anyway, somehow get his Death Ward in a good position.
Dragon ulti again used. The push continues. Wave of Terror to slow them down just a bit.
This is hard without Naga Song, though.
They have a DD on.
I don't think they... Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody has lost internet.
Yeah. Well, that's...
Nice, we win.
Nice.
Hurry, press resume.
IX Mike with the instant nice.
All right. How does this push look to you? The net worths, if you take a look at it, Quap is way ahead here, as well as Naga, but I feel like Naga can't really do anything until he does get Radiance.
Naga can't really be relevant in this fight because no Radiance and no Song, so
he's a ways away.
He's out, and the clock is really strong for sure. He has max rocket as well, which is kind of nice in a fight like this, but I don't think they win this fight. Even if there's no mech on the Chen right now, he only has the buckler. I don't think they can take this fight. They have to just give it up because Leshrac, Chen, and DK, it's too much, I think, to go into.
Well, they're not going to get much out of it then, because all they can do is farm neutrals. They can't split push, you know?
Yeah, they're actually just being caught out here. They tried too much to set up for fighting. Naga even TP there, and then she ran away first thing because
she realized, like, oh, this is actually...
Like, what am I going to do here?
A little bit bad prediction, which is going to lead to slight inefficiency, which means less farming while they're getting ready for this.
Yes. I mean, she just wants time. She wants all the time in the world. I think Queen of Pain could maybe have gone for more split pushing kind of play in this game, and maybe even rush the Yule Scepter build just to allow her to play more split push game.
Why does Yules do that?
Yules in general is just really good against Spirit Breaker. If he charges you, you can Yules him in the charge and just blink away. Because else Spirit Breaker is gonna haunt you down. You might
no matter what.
You might get killed if the DK buys a Shadow Blade, which is pretty popular. He could just go for a normal tanking build, but there are some things to counter. I just think that they need to pressure out the lanes if they cannot contest the tower, which I think is the case here.
So maybe they can defend this though. There's only one neutral creep, and it is a Null Assassin. Not exactly what you want.
Dude, the Wheel Assassin's not to be underestimated.
Some ping issues for Leviathan here.
Yes. Look at him. Look pretty fierce.
It has 1,000 HP, so that's pretty cool. It's actually, if you think about it, it's better. It's pretty good right now, right? It goes up to 1,000 HP. I think it got buffed from the nerf that Chen received.
Yes, right? I mean this creep got buffed from it. All the weak creeps got buffed, and the strong creeps are a little bit nerfed. So going for example, the Scotty creep is very good. The witch, the ice witch, whatever it's called.
Yes, it's 20% slow, I believe.
Exactly.
It's not bad.
Having that one at 1,000 HP is pretty annoying for a lot of the melee heroes in the game. It's obviously pretty slow though, so even when it slows you, you can still outrun it actually with most heroes. But yeah, some heroes or some creeps are just stronger.
I like how Wheel is going and killing the large camps a lot. They're doing this very often.
Yeah, true. You can leave like one trash creep, leave the little centaur. That's the biggest taunt.
And it makes Chen just such a much worse hero because the creeps die due to the high levels of Wave of Terror and the Riptide. Yeah. And then he can't just resupply. He grabs continuously Null Assassins. I mean, they can push really fast because they do piercing damage to creeps, but that's about it.
Half of them are Arteezy's age. Damn. IX Mike throwing out shots even here.
It never ends.
Never.
Everyone poos, man. That's true. So, Lesh, I believe, is going for the Bloodstone Rush. Pretty sure. Yeah, Point Booster, Arcane Boots. He's relatively close. He's doing quite well. 50 CS at 13 minutes. Considering how active they've been, it's not too unexpected to see their CS a bit lower here.
Yeah, that's true. And here we see if they're gonna do anything. But looking at the movement of the Clockwork and everyone, they're just
they're gone.
They're just piecing out. They want to push. They want to farm. I guess farming bottom. They're shoving mid with the Queen of Pain as well.
Null Assassin, don't die. Oh no.
Hero. He died a hero.
Yeah, he tanked like way more hits than you normally expect out of the Null Assassin. Their push has been pretty good though. Just a Buckler alone, it's been really helping them out. I liked the Vengeance skill build this game. Normally I don't advocate for the skill build as a support, but if you're worried about defending pushes, it's definitely the best. He can contribute with a couple skill points and not have any threat of dying.
Yes, exactly. It works quite well. You just add such a long range. You don't really have to put yourself in danger. And you can also pull the aggro with it if you're a little bit closer. You can't be too far away when you do that though, because then it won't actually... Okay, we're gonna have a little router restart here. And the Naga Siren is now completed the old Radiance. Not even actually, she's 13 away, but she needs to farm the new Radiance recipe. She's very close.
She got that pretty fast, actually, considering that she was at the top fight. She had about 700 gold. She picked up the 600 pretty quick. I think she must have riptided a couple neutral creeps or something on the push.
Even right now, he's farming the small camp on the Radiant side. So, very good micro. And of course, when you do have max level on Mirror Image and the Riptide, even with the items, your illusions are pretty tanky. They can keep farming neutrals for quite a bit. At least like one full small camp is no problem.
Chen Spirit Breaker versus... Co-op Witch Doctor.
Some new meta going on.
Yeah. So once the Radiance is up, can Leviathan deal with those illusions okay? I feel like they can.
They can. They still have to be microed to run around and grab the creep wave. They still have to, like, that's the only way.
Yeah, he's got to split it, right?
If he sends his illusions into the Leshrac and DK and stuff like that, they're going to die.
Yeah.
You need to have an item.
So he's got to do wrap around, cut the creep wave kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he has to do that because his team is not going to be able to stop the push, and you need to pull them away before they get to the high ground. I think if Leviathan get on the high ground, what can Wheel actually do? They can song into a setup, like cogs and stuff, and prepare for the Witch Doctor ulti.
The Maledict, then, 5-man Maledict.
Yeah, even that, yeah. Against Chen with mech and his ulti, I think you're still at a very hard spot to take the team fight, right? So you need to keep the enemy away from high ground at any cost. So the travels and the Yasha in general are just super important now for the Naga after Radiance. Once she has the travels, you can much easier do these wraparounds and so on. Movement speed makes a huge difference.
But she still does have low HP. At some point, does Leviathan just shift to ganking? And I feel like they can do that since they do have Spirit Breaker. Even SB and a Rubik, if they can make her use her Song of the Siren, it's going to help out so much in the push.
Yeah, that's true. I think they can gank. Like, what did the DK build in this game as well?
He just has a Bracer Treads last we saw.
I think
so
he should just go. He should just go for the Shadow Blade. I don't think he needs to itemize for the high ground, because that way they can control the map much better. And yeah, like, you need to find the Naga Siren somehow. And you can find her by the Shadow Blade. That's one of the best ways to actually get onto the hero. And very good to have later on in the game as well. If you can use level 2 travels on Leshrac maybe to get in on the Shadow Blade, finding a hero.
Or in Spirit Breaker while he's charging.
Exactly.
It's actually a good item in this game.
Yeah, level 2 travels for Leshrac is going to be huge. Of course, you want to get up a lot of items.
Yeah, no kidding.
We've talked about a lot of possibilities now. We're ahead of the game.
Let's talk about the 35-minute mark. What's going to happen?
We can just be silent for now. I think a big team fight with the Witch Doctor ulti is going to happen. 35 minutes in.
So Radiance is up. He will farm all the creeps now. One mid lane, probably one top lane. Actually, sorry, Avenge is farming top right now. First game on August 9, he picks up the 4th fastest post-DAC Radiance. It was a really fast Radiance.
33rd fastest all-time. Yeah, that was really good.
He did a nice job there. It was a little greedy, you know, he was just Basilius Brown Boots, and a lot of Nagas were playing mid, and they would go like Aquila
Bottle. Aquila.
But even still, I'm sure there were some safe farming Nagas that went later than him. So not quite any items on the Dragon Knight, like you said. Possibly a Shadow Blade would be good to transition them into more of a ganking playstyle. They're just missing one more tower. It's a pretty good one to get. They could obviously go for Roche, but that mid tower provides a bit of an issue.
He could buy
kind of close.
He could buy a little bit more standard, just Sange to tank up first and get the damage as well. Like a lot of DKs just pick a casual Sange first, and then you can build into BKB and then go for a Silver's Edge if you want to.
I think that'd be okay. There is a, you know what, once he gets BKB, I feel like there's really nothing that can kill him this game. It's Radiance damage, it's Quap ult, which is good, but Witch Doctor and Venge are not going to do anything to a DK because he's got high armor, so the Witch Doctor ulti is not that big of a deal.
I think he can easily itemize so that he will be hard to kill or even like impossible to kill for the moment. But I think, he went for the... They have some issues here. This is really sad for them. Such a sad time to have the issues as well, but he went for the Shadow Blade, and I think he just realizes if he gets to the high ground, they have the sustainability from the Chen that he can stay there pretty hard. And he just wants to make sure that they get to that point, getting pickoffs and then pushing. So
and that's definitely where the game's going to transition. Like, assuming Leviathan does take the next tier 2, they're maybe not quite ready to go high ground. It's something they can potentially do, but what if the game gets a little stagnant? Then they're going to need to have those gank opportunities.
Yeah,
they can't just sit outside the enemy base and wait around until Naga sleeps 5 of them out of position or something.
Yeah, exactly. So that's I agree with this. I would probably have bought the same item. You can also argue that the drums are worth to pick up now, but because they're pretty good in this patch. I talked to the biggest drums abuser in the history of Dota, Draskell. He's very happy with the extra attack speed he has again.
Yeah.
They're not bad, but they're also not game-changing in the same ways. Shadow Blade forces the enemy to play differently.
Yes.
Whereas the drums are more like, yes, you're a little bit stronger in a fight, but we can still rat you. We can still, you know. So you still have that aspect. Venge getting some nice levels, just you know, getting in on that split push game.
Got to farm the whole top lane there.
Yeah, she did.
While Sleesel went through his jungle and is pushing out lanes, as you can see.
Quite a bit of levels that she managed to stack there. She was level 5 not too long ago. And
yeah, I guess she's been pushing since where the old Dire Tier 2 tower used to be, all the way through the lanes, so she's definitely very happy with this. I think Wheel's been doing a great job getting farm and levels elsewhere on the map instead of taking fights that they maybe can't win. Because they really do just have to wait until Naga Siren gets an item or two, and if Leviathan doesn't have a huge advantage at that point, the game will get very hard to push.
Yeah.
And as that continues, Naga will eventually become the strongest hero on the map.
I think Sleesel has the item decision ahead of him as well, because in this game you know that you're pressed for time, and what key items do you want to finish up before, you know, the time's up. I think travels are almost always a good choice because you need to have them. It speeds up your farm. It also allows you to, you know, TP to lanes and rat even harder. I don't think they cost you. They kind of give you money, honestly. And after that, Manta Style is probably the most given choice.
Yeah, definitely. Is this an Octarine game is the real question?
Yeah, I think it's an Octarine game after the Manta Style, but that's going to be after his time is up, so to say. I think Leviathan will already have forced some high ground fights, and he will have to make do with what he has right then and there. And we'll also have to see how good he can cut creep waves, Because if you're really on top of your game with that, you can delay the push quite a bit. What he needs when he cuts the creep wave is he needs the queen to be on another lane, shoving into a tower as well. Because just running with the creeps is just gonna allow the enemy heroes to, you know, pursue the illusion and then secure the creep wave. They're gonna run with the creep wave and then they get to your tower.
It's true.
But if you also force them on another lane, you put them on a clock, which is what you really need.
She's still going to have a bit of a hard time, though. I mean, we talked about her having, while the push happens, maybe a Manta and a Boots of Travel with the Radiance.
Yeah.
And that's only going to be 1,300 HP tops.
Exactly.
And if you look at Leviathan's heroes, look at that chain stun, Dragonite stun, Spearbreaker charge, Lesh stun. That's like 6 seconds at least. If she does get out of position caught, the fight ends. I guess they have Avenge, so they can always swap her out, but
true. I think the full-on team fight is going to be hard. It's more that she's going to have the tools. If she gets the Manta style, then she can kind of send in one illusion at a time for a very long stretch of time. And if you use your Q first and then Manta style, you will have your Q up again when Manta style illusions are down anyway. So you can like consistently just tear down the enemy until they don't really want to have any more of it. So I think that's gonna be the play, because full-on team fight against Leviathan, I think is tough. But they have one thing going for them. That's the Witch Doctor. Our dear cameraman recently showed us that Witch Doctor is like halfway to his Aghanims. So he actually is a little bit more than halfway. He doesn't have too far to go. So if he can be allowed to jungle up a little bit, he's going for the big camp here. If he can just get a little bit of farm and get level 2 on ulti as well, he could be really big for a team fight.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job grabbing neutral creeps this game.
Yeah.
It's basically all he's been doing. When the push isn't happening, he goes to the jungle and he just throws the cask. It's really good at grabbing farm and preventing Shen from having it. So if we look at the wards on the map, there's decent vision for Leviathan. Not very much aggressive stuff though. It's medium side of the map. I feel like they could use stuff a bit deeper.
Yes.
Maybe closer to some tower points.
Like
maybe after they took the tier 2, they could shift towards the tier 2 mid and put a ward behind the tower or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they will eventually go for that.
If they could have a ward right outside, I think they might even have had that and got dewarded, because you can see a deward on outside the Dire base. I didn't actually catch the one on the bottom.
Ooh, that's a double ward. Did you see that?
Oh, was it actually on the same timer?
Maybe one was a sentry. Are they?
No, they're actually both wards. No,
nope,
okay. That's a sentry? Wow, it looks strange. Maybe the pause.
Yeah, it's the pause makes it look yellow.
Yeah, they look identical, dude.
That's a Shadow Demon ward.
That's also a sentry. Alright then.
Must be the pause.
Yeah, the pause is definitely making him look strange.
All right, the game is resuming. Fingers crossed it's going to last longer than 30 seconds.
Video games, let's go.
All right, now that we covered the 35-minute mark, you want to talk about the late game, the 95-minute mark.
95 minutes in, Leviathan will lose because they will have smashed all the keyboards that they had, and they can't play anymore. They will have to use the mouse to click stuff.
They can still win. I wouldn't want to micro Chen with a mouse. Well, I mean, it's a lot of mouse anyways, to be honest. But at least that's the more common way to play him.
Yeah. That's pretty tough though, clicking every single skill, especially when you run in with mud golems and he splits. That's when you're in trouble.
Yeah, that would suck. You'd have to like select, click the skill, click, and then click on the next mud golem, click the skill. That's like 8 buttons instead of just tab.
And then you accidentally left click the enemy hero and you're like, dear God, now I'm
You have to go back, and that would just be terrible.
Yeah. The Kobold Taskmaster is kind of nice to have now, since it has a higher HP. So the movement speed creep is definitely buffed in this patch.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You could say the same thing about the Alpha Wolf, maybe. I think it's about the same, maybe.
For him, not as relevant. The Kobold was really weak. He had pretty low HP. Alpha Wolf has at least a little bit more.
600 or something. Much better. So max up.
400 on the poor guy.
Do you go straight Ags here on Chen, or is it worth getting something like...
Is there any other item they really want? Oh no,
I mean, Pipe would be great, honestly, because it will resist the Naga Radiance Burn. So if they are pushing up a lane, they're going to go for a kill here. Can Dragonite spot out Relic? Will he come forward?
I think Ags is fine, honestly, because getting the Granite Golems could be really big for them.
True.
Like, solely for that reason, it's almost okay to do it. And then, spamming heals can be good against Naga Radiance spam. So Naga...
Spot the Venge. He doesn't have Shadowplay just yet.
Yeah, he already used it on the mid lane, yeah. So Naga's gonna pursue and get a bottom tower here. She will actually be able to get it. Queen is here as well. She's trying to finish up the full Orchid. Almost has it. Gonna jungle up a little bit.
Who did she Orchid in the fight? I guess Leshrac if you initiate, but
I guess so. There are no great
really,
targets, but it's more like you can blink on the Rubik and kill him, whereas he would normally just lift you and stuff like.
Make your life hard.
Yeah, or
that's
even,
a fast Solar Crest.
Yeah, I like that.
On an offlane Spirit Breaker, interesting. Definitely good for him solo killing. Ooh, they're sitting behind the Witch Doctor. He's got no mana though, so this could potentially be a kill unless they get the bounce of the lifetime. There's the ultimate as well, getting Goody down to half life, and now he does use the bash, the Uber Medallion. Can he get? Oh, he gets the bash. Jenkins, that dirty guy.
Such a player, dude. So good.
Oh, he saved it for the right time.
He did hold on to it. Yes.
Lesh looking to deny the split push, but there's 3 heroes in the position. We have Flying Zebra sitting behind as the Rubik, but
the Naga Illusions are taking the entire jungle. I like what I'm seeing. They're just farming it up. Oh, actually gonna leave a harass creep. It's fine. He'll get back to that later. But yeah, the Solar Crest is not going to buff the solo kill potential of Spirit Breaker that much. As we mentioned, he's so much magic damage.
Yeah.
But putting it on the DK when you're high ground sieging, for example, tower hit's going to miss him.
That's abusive.
Yeah,
he's already got like
armor.
15 armor, then you give him 25. It's like a free plate mail. It's pretty amazing, actually. For a 3,000 gold item, it's like, oh, you're going to transfer 1,400 gold to one of your allies.
Also, armor items like the Solar Crest are worth more when you have plenty of heals in your team because of how, you know, you have more effective HP. When you lose some HP, it's gonna heal up and be more relevant. So
creeps.
Nice.
Oh, the Harpy buff. It's got 1,000 HP now.
Yeah, at least the Harpy lives to tell the tale. The poor creeps died there, but only one.
They almost need a Vlad's, I feel, as well, because most of they've got Riptide and they have the minus armor from Venge. That's a lot. That's like minus 11 armor or something, minus 12.
That's true. I don't know if you would want to buy that on the Spirit Breaker though. Maybe you can go for it on Chen, but
it's okay on Dragon Knight too, then now.
I suppose. I think Dragon Knight is kind of starved for like all the money you can get on DK really needs to go into something useful though.
I didn't mean he would buy it. I just mean that if somebody else is holding it, like I mean, it's a 2,400 gold item. It might be safer for Nushim to purchase, and instead he does have a Staff of Wizardry, which probably gonna be a 4-staff, I would guess, out of anything, because that'll save somebody from the clockwork. You know, if Dragon Knight gets chain stunned, you can save him. Probably will be a force. It's definitely better than the Vlad's.
I mean, the last series, if anything, showed us how good 4-staff can be in games, and we see some illusion hunting here. But he has one more in the lane, and Leviathan pretty good at killing these illusions. They have no HP right now.
Yeah. The lightning alone just did most of the damage. Stunning to check to see if he was there. That was a good guess, but he was only 15 seconds too late.
Yeah, he has Bloodstone mana anyway, so he doesn't really care much about, you know, the cost of it. It's a free guess pretty much. But they're trying to keep farm up a little bit more. If they get the Silver Sedge now, they have the full thing, then DK can maybe find an opening. They need to have the next DK ulti though for a push. But Roshan, possibility. They have damage from the Alpha Wolf. Otherwise, Solar Crest as well. Yeah, Solar Crest and the Damage Wolf, they're actually bringing it down fairly fast without even DK punching it.
So very likely they're going to go for high ground as soon as they get this.
Yeah.
Except their creeps are a little low. I would probably pull some back so he's not quite... Oh, losing the Alpha Wolf's actually a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake from Nushim.
Yeah. Like...
There's no reason Roche should be... He shouldn't even be clapping. Like, you shouldn't even have more than 3 creeps in melee range.
Yeah. Well, arguably he wanted to deal as fast damage as possible and stuff, but yeah, the wolf should not die. If anything should die, it's like the Harpy creep. It's tanky anyway, and it doesn't have a great impact in a team fight.
Or the Satyr one. It doesn't... You don't really need the aura. It's got, what, 4 HP regen. It's okay, but that's nags.
But, yeah, he might be able to find some new here, because they're already being forced to take care of the side lanes being pushed so much. But now they have the Aegis to work with, and that's going to give them some room, but there's time being bought for the Naga. She has the travels, she's building towards the Yasha, and yeah, he's on a very good timing, this Naga. And Queen is pretty farmed.
Yeah, she is. She's first item of her Ags, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, they're charging her now, but I don't think there's any way to kill her unless you get DK closer. You have to have DK there and the Spirit Breaker charge pretty much.
So do they go for the mid push now? Or do they have to deal... Maybe they have to kill Naga first?
I think...
What's
I think you have to kill Naga with DK. Like, go for a Silver Sedge and try to find her, because she's sitting in their woods all the time. This is what you have the Silver Sedge for. Try and get the value out of it and find the kill. Because if you go in, Spirit Breaker can always charge. You have the backup. It's going to come for sure. But DK... Oh, they walked by a ward there. I think the smoke could have been seen.
Yeah, there were no pings. Usually there's pings.
Yeah, normally you ping if you see it, but... They seem pretty careful.
Let's have BOTs. I assume he does because he's still passively farming. He doesn't yet, so...
No.
Oh, there's a courier.
Oh,
there
they found one.
Okay.
They found the clockwork. Not a huge find, but it's a kill, and that's a little bit of an opening. However, creep waves are pretty far away, and death time is only 31 seconds, so it doesn't matter that much that he died.
It's still gold advantage, though. I mean, with sending illusions to the top lane, that's the only one that's really threatened by a push, maybe mid as well, but I feel like this is their chance to go high ground.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake not sending one of his illusions to bottom lane right now, actually. He sent them to farm mid and top. I think one of them should have cut the creep wave on bottom.
I don't think it could have made it there. Look, they're almost dead. There's no way they would have made it across the map.
Yeah, maybe.
He needed to TP closer first, and he's focusing on farming right now. I guess he's just saying, okay, I'm gonna fight him.
Yes, the Yaksha now.
So here they go high ground. Oh, that's actually a really
this is
good
what you
hero
don't
to
want to
have
have happen.
That's even better than DK, I dare say.
Dude, this is gonna be so tough for Wheel.
All right, illusions are up. Got to start killing them one by one.
Yeah.
They nuke the creep wave, so less armor
fast
there.
At least.
Yes, very fast. Cask bouncing through. It's going to clear most of the creep wave, and it's going okay for them. They're defending decently. But when the illusions go down, which I think they'll be down by the time the next creep wave gets there, then that's, again, when they're going to go high ground and they're going to do another stun. Or at least another Diabolic Edict.
Yeah, it could be. DK is trying to run out and find something now. He saw the Naga. Well, he doesn't know it's the real one. He saw one Naga run into jungle, but we'll
Does
see.
Chen have mech as well? I assume he does. It's probably ready.
He does.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was off cooldown, because it's off cooldown.
Yeah, it's
on
a very long
for like
cooldown
4
now,
minutes
60,
now.
65.
There's a swap. They're going to go on Shredder. He's taking a ton of damage. He gets orchided as well, getting low. Derp very low as well. They go back in. Spiritbreaker ulting on top of Goody. They're chasing, and there's the Naga ulti. Oh, no!
Oh, God. I was about to say that's a really good reset, and they can prepare for the Queen of Pale
that
ulti.
guarantees it.
That's a fatal
Rex.
misplay.
All the ultis on Wheel are down. There is no way they can stop it. They're TPing aggressively, but there's the melee barracks. Will even go for the range. I mean, even the swap was great there, but that was still Aegis on Leshrac, their ability to catch them. Even if that hit, I don't know if they would have been able to stop them in time, honestly.
I don't think so.
Maybe Naga shouldn't have even ultied. Maybe they just commit to the fight and...
Oh, they just saw Naga TP top. If they really want to, they can like try to push out bottom and then go into mid, but they don't have DK ulti, so it's kind of risky. But like,
maybe they're just looking to grab a kill. I mean, that's one thing that Wheel's done good. They've minimized their losses. They have lost tactical positions and they've lost gold advantage from towers, but
predicting the Naga, they're pinging where they think he will go now. They're like, he'll.
Oh, he blinks right into 5 heroes. That is unfortunate for Relic.
It's fine.
Goes down.
He saved the Naga. Naga would die for sure.
I don't think that's the best trade though. I mean, that was a very farmed hero.
Yeah, I mean, dying with one of your top farmers is never great for you. But however, I think this smoke was really well timed. They would probably have found Naga if not. But this is gonna be a mid push, dude. And DK ulti up.
I don't think they should be that worried about the fact that Naga's top. Even if Naga takes the tower, I think they're cool with that.
Yeah, right now you don't care. And Naga even used illusions here, so she doesn't have. They TP back, Leviathan.
Okay. Well,
I think this
Chen was really low mana though.
Yeah.
He did not have enough for anything. Look at that. Like, he can't ult. He can maybe mech once. He can't send somebody back.
Could be worrisome against a Witch Doctor and Clockwork. They could maybe like kill someone if we don't have the heal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's understandable that they back now, I guess.
Okay. The disconnects are coming.
Yeah, it's time to DC. So this game is progressing really well for Leviathan. Like, they're in a great spot to take this game. Of course, the Naga is always going to be a ticking time bomb. There's no doubt about that. But already having taken racks on bottom, they're in such a great spot.
Their lineup doesn't have that much gold advantage, but the synergy of their heroes for pushing is pretty amazing. So they should be okay.
Yes.
At least for now. If they do lose a team fight and it's one-sided, I think that's when things get really dangerous, because then Naga's pressure becomes harder, and Wheel will start looking for solo kills if possible, if Leviathan does end up splitting up at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Problem number one is reconnecting in the game, though.
Yes. I mean, it's that connect button. I always manage to hit the leave instead of connect, and then you're screwed.
Well, good thing it confirms. Back in the day when it first started, you just accidentally click it, and then
you want to leave? Yeah, sure. It's your decision.
You're out already.
Decision, bro.
They're like a fraction of a pixel off. 1 pixel difference.
Yeah, they put them really close, really small buttons, and no confirmation. I think they are actually sadists over at Valve. But this game, I think it's going to be super hard to defend next high ground, because even if you have Aghanims now on Witch Doctor, if we have a look at like Aghanims on Witch Doctor with level 1 is not that great. Like, it's 90 damage. I don't know. when you get some damage onto it, it starts becoming relevant. I mean,
I
sure.
guess. I mean, it does hit
bounce
5 heroes, but
yeah, it does bounce on everyone, but it's just against the DK and all his armor and the Solar Crest being there as well. I guess if you get the bounce onto the Rubik and the Chen, like hitting the backliners as well, that's when it starts being amazing. Greetings.
Slowly reconnecting.
Yes.
Looks like Chen's going frags. It's about time for that Vlad's, I dare say. Almost.
Yeah, so I think they might just skip it actually, because they're going pipe on the Spirit Breaker and Chen is going for the Aghanims, which is going to take a long time to finish now. He already went for the mech and the Force Staff. So this is a very farmed Chen, should be mentioned. Like, he has a lot of items, but getting the Vlads on top of this, yeah.
It's someone else was maybe going to have to build it. He won't be able to finish it for at least 10 minutes, but...
True. He could also, if he wants to, go for the Guardian Greaves, but I don't think he should do that, like, now. He could do that later.
Agreed.
Because I don't think it's massive in this game. There's not that much physical damage being dealt by Will. I guess it's the Death Ward, really.
I think the lower cooldown's really good and, dare I say, worth it this game.
Yes.
Like, the 65-second cooldown of mech is so much.
And if you have the Aghanims, then you're going to use a lot of mana spamming your ulti.
Yeah.
So having no mana cost for using your mech, actually getting mana when you use it, is kind of nice.
I think push strats is the only time that I would justify getting Guardian Greaves really early. Not that this is really early, but it's not smart to go for Arcane Mech into Guardian Greaves. You could have like a point booster or like a drum, which is so much better in the short term.
Exactly.
So, but he's definitely at the point, like you said, where it's worth getting. But definitely finish Ags first, then maybe Greaves, then maybe Vlad's, or vice versa.
That's good. Kill
One
those.
or the other is what I do.
Kill those Granite Golems before
he's gonna find Naga Sign. Will they see a charge? I think they realize he's in the area.
They don't know if it's real.
Yeah, they really don't.
I think they saw him there for a split second, but they didn't care at all. It's like, yeah, this is an illusion, right?
Triple Centaur.
Good
and
stun
a Satyr
combo.
for regen.
Good stun combo if they can get close enough for it.
I think Newsham should have gone back to heal during this downtime here. I think that was a mistake.
He's low mana, right?
He's only got 300 out of what? 1200. It's a big difference.
You burn your mana really quick as well. You have so many spells to use, and here we're gonna have a patented full team wipe.
I mean, that could completely limit whether or not he gets a Test of Faith off, which might mean the difference between them killing the Naga Siren in the first burst. And
he's hard pressed just to use his ulti and his mech at this point, so getting the Test of Faith is gonna be very, very difficult. And if he does, then he might not have mana for mech, which is, you know, the increased mana cost on mech was pretty big. The 225 is expensive.
It really makes the item more of a, do I actually want to use this?
Yes.
It really makes you question it, whereas before, if you had any kind of a tanky hero, you bought it consistently.
It felt like an item that you should always have one in every single game before, but now I think it's a little bit more up for grabs, and if you have a hero that really benefits from the Guardian Greaves, then it's great, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Are we going to talk about the 50-minute scenario now?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Okay, so let's imagine, I feel like Leviathan's going to get at least one more racks here before they potentially lose advantage.
Yes.
Because I think they're looking good.
They're going to be like 2 melee racks up, maybe 2 melee racks and range racks up.
Yeah,
and,
that would be my guess.
Control Wheel.
And then Wheel's going to have probably Manta-style Octarine Core, and then things get tough.
Yeah.
They don't have the best ways to deal with the illusions once they get tanky as well.
They really don't. Yeah.
They almost need a Mjolnir or something. I think Mjolnir for Dragon Knight as a transition item would be really good.
Yeah, Mjolnir on DK is already a great item, and it's also going to proc on the Radiance.
Every time,
defensive one.
Has a chance to proc.
So that's pretty good, and of course the attack speed and the AoE that you bring from it is going to help a little bit. But that doesn't change the fact that there are so many illusions. When you have Octarine and Manta, if he gets to that point, then they will be struggling to really get to the base of Wheel again. And of course, the Octarine with travels is just amazing. As mentioned, the lower cooldown travel makes a huge difference. She can be really split pushing hard. And Spirit Breaker is going for the pipe, by the way. So they have a pretty strong high ground breaking combo right there. When they have the pipe and the Aghanims on Chen, I feel that they can probably brute force harder than you would imagine and just keep going. And yeah, Chen can say thanks as they keep going here. Game is unpausing in 3 seconds.
Still 3 seconds?
Yeah, still 3.
Still 3 seconds.
Kalle.
3 long seconds.
Indeed.
So no real deaths. There really hasn't been very many kills this game. It's more of like a tactical game. You guys might be wondering, like, how come Wheel hasn't ever fought them? It's because they're analyzing the fact that they have a pretty good chance of losing team fights, at least 70%, 80%. And if they do lose those team fights, then they're really far behind.
Yes.
And though they did get Rax bottom, it would pretty much guarantee that the game would be over if they're behind due to towers and they have such a good high ground lineup. And they lose a team fight, it's just over. So while they did mess up that last fight a bit with the Naga sleep,
yes,
whether or not they would still win the fight without that is questionable. I don't know if they were going to.
They would probably have.
Oh, they got
anyway.
Cecil.
Oh, the chain stuns, and they're charging him actually, so they're trying to do something.
Without a stun step.
But it's not a real goal.
If the Spirit Breaker was a little closer and they had 1 DPS, they could have gotten it. But
yeah, if he was actually just.
Nushim definitely has to go back now. Good, he TP's home. He's gonna get full mana on his Chen.
Almost full BKB now on DK. Okay. We'll have it in the next fight, just 200 gold away.
He's going to be a huge threat, especially with the DD. If they can push with BKB while he's DD,
yeah.
I don't know if they'll make it. It's like
I don't
2
think
minutes.
no, it's not even 2 minutes because he picked a region now. So the DD is about to pop. So they have to go like immediately. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
And they're sitting behind. This is some commando mission right here.
Broke smoke. Zebra knows someone is close by, but will they find the person?
Oh, well, they're invis.
I feel like he didn't notice. Oh, they're there. Stun comes on Relic. They're going to get the leap fall up, and that is a dead Quap. That is a hero you do not want to get stunned on. And he stole Blink.
Oh my. The level 4 Blink is really great for Rubik to steal. That's such a long initiation range as well.
Yeah, we saw Fluff using Blink extremely effectively in the last game.
Blink, yeah.
It works so well. He literally just sat on mobility items and he moved around the map doing a lot of really aggressive
Even though he had Blink and Force Staff, he showed how good it can be still to have the Blink as a skill on top of it. Because it's just a simple fact that even if you get hit, you can still Blink away. Sometimes you get hit and you try to force away, but it's not enough. Okay.
This is definitely the push now, right? You got 20 seconds. It's about enough where as you go high ground, the Quap won't be set up for the perfect
he's getting
swing.
some kills here on the neutrals or on the Gen creeps.
He lost a lot there, those 2 centaurs, so.
Yes.
But he's got full mana at least. 2 creeps is okay.
It's a strong force.
Observer Ward gets killed. Nice sentry put down for that one. And they're going high ground. BKB's ready on Dragon Knight. He's got the Silver Edge as well, if needed.
I honestly don't know how they stop this fight. It has to be Witch Doctor somehow. Just
oh, that was nice Force Staff there, trying to catch Ice Mike. They do the swap.
Oh, God,
Shredder taking so much damage. He just barely gets within the sleep. He's so low. He does end up getting killed. Can he buy back and TP? He can, but he hasn't gone yet. Ice Mike gets picked off. The charge comes through, catching Relic. Charge as well. Relic is going to go down. I think does get picked up finally. Should be taking the last kill. And the TP's come in. Ix Mike, he doesn't want to buy back because he had 17 seconds left. So now he can TP back. If he dies within the next BOT cooldown, he can then do the buyback.
Try to reset a little bit and just chill. That was a really nice Naga play, though. Going behind and sleeping just barely the entire team and keeping Leshrac out of it. He was actively moving down to keep that in the correct range.
Yeah. So that was really well done. I totally agree. That won them at least the first fight.
Yeah.
Great stun. That was so important. If he didn't get that stun off, the creep wave would have been pulled. It would have been half HP.
That actually secured their high ground breaking now again.
Yeah, because Quap's still dead. 19 seconds, 2 deaths in a short period of time.
Illusions still don't have enough HP to really do that much. I mean, 1 spell and they're almost dead.
There's the Edict, but he's scared to go high in tornadoes, but runs out.
If they can hold the mid-racks, they're in a great spot on the side of Wheel. And Leviathan, no, even if they take mid-racks, the game is not necessarily over immediately. Even though they're ahead and they're in commanding lead, they know this game is very open.
Alright, I like this move from Leviathan. Rather than going for the racks, they say instead, let's play around Rosh and get a kill, take Rosh, and then we have a guaranteed high ground. I think it's a lot safer of a move because
putting edges on the Leshrac and just going in, or even on DK, either is actually fine. I think slightly better on Leshrac because he can just go in and have Edict on. But yeah,
BKB on Lesh now.
Because the thing is, if you die on DK with edges, you respawn as a human. As a little walking human.
A little guy with a suit of armor that doesn't actually do that much.
Yeah, you were once a dragon, but not so.
So another problem. Oh,
wow.
It's the other team now. And Leviathan's gonna be like, no, screw you guys, we're unpausing. No, I'm just kidding. They wouldn't do that.
Time to unpause.
Another issue for Leviathan that they're not going to encounter due to having BKBs is they have to worry about Naga Siren playing around that. If they pop BKBs, Naga can sleep everybody, and then only 2 heroes are going to take Death Ward. That's potentially something that could be very, very significant, especially because Lesh has low armor.
Very double-edged blade against Naga.
Yeah, exactly. And if he does eventually start getting in snare levels, they can very easily abuse this against Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
Or even Lesh, honestly. Just focus him down.
That is definitely worth mentioning in any game with Naga, really. If the enemy goes BKB, then you could play around and abuse that. But Naga, look at her. She's getting pretty happy now. She had the Boots Travel, Radiance, Manta Style, 2k gold now. I mean, he's been keeping up really well considering the pressure that they are under. Sure, the DK is not far behind in farm, but it's about what you do with farm. When Naga gets to like 25k net worth, she can just shut down the game really hard. Like, no one is allowed to come to my base. No visitors.
I kind of like this tanky Spirit Breaker build, though. Usually we see a lot more like semi-carry Spirit Breakers, but if you charge in and you have a pipe, you're going to take nukes, you're going to take spells. It's kind of like having a Lincoln Sphere in a way. You're absorbing things. Whereas if you have BKB, you're like, okay, I'm just going to continually bash somebody, but sometimes it's not the right option.
The resistance aura is also going to help you a lot when you're pushing for high ground.
A lot.
Just giving that resistance aura against the Radiance, for example, or Riptide is going to keep you a little bit better in better shape. Look at Wheel Wreck. That's so much farm the Naga wants. She's like, damn it, killed my illusion. Then more. And he's actually slaughtering illusions. Wheel Wreck is great against it.
And instead it goes to Ixmo.
Ixmo, like, you can't do that. I'll take it.
So he's got a Force and a Blade Mail. Witch Doctor from here on out probably wants to go Glimmer Cape. Being able to save somebody would be really big. Relic, for example, keeps getting out of position a bit. I dare say Quap needs a BKB instead of Nags. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
He's only point booster in, so it's kind of like a nice bracer.
I'm pretty much with you, but at the same time, the Aghanims can be great for their kind of defending high ground, because they're already like kind of cutting the creep waves and starving the enemy down. If you have the Queen Axe to drop on top of that as well, you can throw that really far away, right? And you can safely defend. I don't know, I don't think that he needs to BKB first.
Well, clock hook shot. He's thinking about it. There's neutrals in the way. Can you hit
neutrals.
that? Do you hit that?
Yeah.
He does hit him. Ix might make a huge mistake here. Gets bashed, chain bashed.
Maybe he wanted to.
Forced after the high ground? No.
The Lizards were looking at him, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He got him.
He told him. Ix Mike. Well, I mean, that would have been a play if he managed to steal, but of course, Ancients do get hit. Pretty much anything gets hit by the hook.
Catapults?
They are the only thing that don't. Pretty much.
I had no idea that. I just thought, what's the most weird?
They actually don't get hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're spell immune to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Except for Breathe Fire.
Not even that. It's the unit type, I think.
Okay.
They're like, even the Lizards are spell immune, right?
Tombstone doesn't get hit?
The Tombstone doesn't get hit, but that's not really a unit. I don't know.
It's a building or something.
Yeah, but the zombies do.
Yeah.
So you can still mess up the clockwork quite heavily.
Ooh, he's going for Heart, not going for Octarine Core. You know what? I don't think I like this.
I honestly disagree as well. Because the Octarine, well, you might question it if you haven't done it before, but the mana pool you get from it is amazing.
Yeah.
The cooldown reduction is good in every single way for Naga.
And especially in this push lineup kind of a thing.
And you're still getting half the tankiness for your illusions as the Heart is going to give. So the only thing that you're saying is like, I want that extra 500 HP on my illusions. It's like the difference. So
he has an illusion rune with his. That's like one of the best heroes to have illusion rune on. I love this. He's splitting one illusion top, one illusion bottom, and those are just hit the towers, and they get the passive poison attack. So he's actually gonna do a lot of damage to the buildings, and they have to deal with this. Like top could be really ready to die by the time that they end up going there. Or maybe it's not taking any damage. I don't know.
Maybe it's not. I think it shows the buff, but it doesn't actually deal the damage.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. Look at it.
Oh, I guess
you're
right.
Yeah, it shows the buff, but because I was the same. I was always thinking that as well. Oh, the illusion is amazing on DK, but it's just a lie.
Huh.
Just dirty lie.
What a lie. Well, I've been lied to as well.
It may have worked at some patch though. Well, they lost the bottom racks, and middle racks is gonna go down
He's
here.
He's thinking about song, and there's the song. Is he going to split him in half? What does he do here? The catapult, hero catapult, they're trying to separate it. Shredder is by himself. Should be silenced, but nothing's really happening here. Ix Mike forces himself out. There's the Wave of Terror as well, looking for the chase. Orchid, he does get stunned a bit by the cask, but
I kind of feel like they had to catch someone and kill someone now because they lost so much.
They played the previous push fine, but I feel like that was the one they had to go for it, and the sleep was not good there.
Yeah.
They tried to do the good play like they did before, but they needed the Naga to be behind, I think.
It had to be sooner. Like, Yeah. And as I said, if they ever get to the high ground, that's when Leviathan are almost unstoppable when it comes to killing the Rex. Like, you don't team fight against that with what Wheel have. You really cannot win that fight that easily. So you need to be more proactive, more on top of your game in terms of cutting the creep waves. And that's why Queen of Pain, she needs to be on the side lane and pushing. Right now, they're just standing in base. So now they're reacting, of course. I don't think she had time to get to a side lane, honestly, because this came so fast. But in general, they need to be more proactive.
Well, they go high ground again. They got a Mud Golem ready to go. Pipe up. It's going to tank all the damage, most importantly the Radiance, and the Mud Golem.
I honestly don't know how to hold this, but good luck to them. They're going behind, below. They're going on the DK when they want to.
Hookshot goes in. It's going to catch. Quap ulti comes through on 3. Death Ward down as well, hitting a lot of heroes. Look at the damage coming out there. Will they be able to get him? The Witch Doctor actually got a full channel out. And finally, Leviathan's going to break it, but a couple heroes down. They still have Aegis left on Shredder. Now chasing Ike Mike should have some kind of follow-up, and he gets blown up. That should be a second death for Lesh. Yeah. Great cogs by Ike Mike. Hopefully he doesn't go to high ground. He does not, and the ensnare, and everything comes through.
That was
Leviathan
great.
finally cracks, so Wheel coming together. Looks like their sacrifices before were worth it because they did win that fight very convincingly. The most important point was a full channel Witch Doctor ulti. It did complete damage there, and it actually killed everybody.
That, along with the Queen ulti hitting everyone as well. So
yeah,
the two of them pretty much effectively killed everyone. And of course, you had the control coming out from Clockwork, just locking people in place. So great play there, good wraparound. And even if they're 2 lanes down, Naga is the type of hero that can turn a game like this around.
Yeah, I agree.
And he has his heart coming in very soon as well. So his illusions are getting really tanky. There is an Assault Cuirass and a Shiva's being built up pretty much.
So they died, but then they still have all these other things on the way, which is making things look scary still.
And the combat mechanic is not as heavy in this patch as it has been previously. So even if you get that, massive amount of kills here, like, you're still not back into the game immediately. You still have to keep taking good fights like this.
So let's see if they can keep doing that. That was a Glimmer Cape on the Witch Doctor, by the way. A very important item on anybody that channels your ultimate as a support.
Of course.
So
the only one that can really stop him is like Wreck. And then, the off chance that Spirit Breaker can charge through where you're standing, but that's not happening.
So they do have a gem now. I'm sure what happened was they weren't able to stun the Witch Doctor as he was in Viz, and at that point everybody was so dead they had to run. They couldn't stick around until the Glimmer ran out. So.
Yeah, because they were really close to Witch Doctor, but the channel kept going, so I think they had no vision at all.
Other than like piping up a average creep wave to save the Naga from having an extra 400 gold.
Yeah, that's the play. I mean, it's not like he will have it on cooldown when he needs it again. He'll be good. And we'll see what Naga goes for after this, because he has the heart and tanks up quite a bit. At this stage, I would almost argue that Octarine is not really the item anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
When you go for the heart already.
It'd be way too tanky.
Some damage item, right?
Does he Butterfly or Diffusal Blade?
I think
it's a good Butterfly game, honestly. Like, Spirit Breaker's going to be missing you a lot. Dragonite's going to be missing you a lot. I mean, obviously, Lesh is still going right through all that. Lesh is
Butterfly
definitely ignores that, but
good, but I think you might even want to get the Diffusal, just because it's still very high agility, and it brings a lot more damage, like, right now. Obviously, if you feel confident, you can go Butterfly, but I think they got a good fight, kind of, by the off chance. In that last fight, they got the good initiation, like perfect initiation, honestly. And you can't count on that always happening. They're gonna go with a good smoke. I like this. Before the enemy reaches base, go on them. And especially when they're DC'd. That's easy time to go.
That's the strategy. So they'll be swinging to the top lane, trying to get another good initiation.
Yes.
Well, that's if it works out.
Just good when you're in this position, because if you let the DK and Leshrac get into your base, you're going to take damage onto your tower no matter if you win the fight or not, and you're going to start losing your top lane racks, and it's the last ones. So just taking the fights before they reach your base is going to be the play. Question is if Leviathan really can, expect this and read this as well, especially as they're having their DC issues as well. But this is when you think about it, it's pretty obvious what Wheel are going to do here, going for smoke before they reach base.
Especially because they're behind. You
exactly.
You anticipate it. There aren't any illusions on the map either, so they may realize that nothing's showing. Naga Siren can't really use her illusions to spread out. She has to save them for the fight, otherwise her hero is going to be much worse.
Yeah, I think you can use it once probably now, and
It's
she'll
40
still have the Manta Style.
Oh, that's true.
So she can use like one of them. She can even use the Manta Style to split push if she wants the stronger illusions for the fight. But just send something down mid lane so that if you're winning the top fight, you're already guaranteed the mid tower. It's gonna die.
That's a good point. And that's something he can just leave the top lane and go do.
Yeah.
Boots of travel.
Exactly.
Just show up mid and take the tier 2, assuming the fight does go bad, or does go well. You can get mid or bottom, honestly.
Yeah, and this fight has a lot to do with positioning as well. Because I think if Queen gets the proper initiation angle and Clockwork, like the two of them, then they can really take the fight. Witch Doctor doesn't really care where he's gonna be. Like if the rest of the team is doing their work, Witch Doctor just needs to click up his ward and it's gonna be fine.
Can we pull up just all the items, the F5 one?
Good old F5. There's 2 BKBs up. So Wheel and DK have BKBs. Anyone else is pretty good Orchid target. If you want to stop the Chem from healing, that's decent, I guess. Spirit Breaker could be pretty good to target as well, just stopping him from doing anything.
The problem with the Spirit Breaker items is he's definitely going to be a lot weaker in the mid game here. They're very good for pushing, though. But as things go on, I mean, imagine if Naga Siren does get a Butterfly. Spirit Breaker is worthless. He's only pretty much good to pipe and then charge in on somebody like WoW.
His build is towards the timing, yeah, for sure. Like, he knows that he will fall off by going for the Solar Crest and the pipe. But when you have this draft anyway, it's all about this timing. If you go into the 75-minute game like every series, then I think it's gonna be extremely hard to win, and you shouldn't really itemize towards anything else. Very even in net worth. The experience is slightly in the advantage of Wheel now, but to be honest, experience is always very...
It's like 400 experience.
Yeah, honestly, the experience is always going to be kind of shifted when you have a Naga, because she doesn't actually get that much EXP.
Yeah, that's true. He was actually really far behind in the early game in terms of experience.
Compared to how much gold he has very low experience. And that's not only bad, that's pretty good as well, because you stay low level, so your death time is low.
That's a good point.
And
your buyback costs less, I think.
Exactly. Exactly. So he uses his Manta style and keeps the Q.
Manta to push mid. Everybody else goes to the top lane. They're going to spot the illusions mid and moving to the bot lane.
Yeah.
Here comes the initiation, potentially Ike's Mike. Rocket goes right over him, doesn't spot him. Now it's going to break. They see him, goes for the hook shot, catches in on Jenkins, but this is not the hero they want to go on. He's super tanky on their team, gets forced out as well. Ike's Mike is though. Swap on Nushin. This is really dangerous for Leviathan. He pops his mech at least, but he doesn't get his ultimate off. A bit of a miss micro there, but Jenkins charges back and they stop the Witch Doctor ulti. Their HP is full, but they only have 4 heroes left. Ike's Mike. And there's the song. It lands, but the BKB, he might be able to clean them up before it goes down. Sleesel's so almost dead, but he ran out of mana. The last tick will not get Sleesel. The attack, though, he gets him, and they're chasing, going after Relic. He blinks far away. I don't think... the Centaur, the stun's going to miss, but if he gets a Basher, that should be Relic dying. The stun comes through. That's it. Relic goes down. Buybacks with plenty out of Wheel. They're chasing, TPing in. Shibby's got a bit more left on his ulti, but I think they have to back. They lost their Chen, but for 5 deaths and 3 buybacks, what a deal.
I think Leviathan can even sacrifice 1 here if they do get caught and just still be very happy with this. This is great. They forced buybacks. Look at that minus gold. Oh,
and
God.
They're chasing. It's not over yet.
The buybacks really hurt them there.
They don't... It's Clock here. Clock is here. If they can catch somebody with a hook, 1 person's out.
They should try and minimize their losses.
That's
like, don't go together.
I like this. Jenkins charging through. He doesn't get hit by the cogs. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's normal. When you charge, you can charge over the cogs, which is why it's really easy to gank Clockwork as a Spirit Breaker. He does get the hook on him though, so he's gonna get the kill on him with the help of Queen.
It's gonna take forever.
Yeah, exactly. So they're chasing him. He's like
space created. He's again completely fine with this one, considering how many. There's no way that Chen's gonna ulti for that one.
They actually ran him down all the way from top lane to mid lane.
Yeah, that was quite the chase there. So good fight for Leviathan though. 2 deaths on them, and it's on 2 heroes that are really not anything near.
And forced 3 buybacks as well on Wheel. The Clockwork, the Queen, and the Naga Siren all have buyback cooldown now. So any one of them getting picked off, and they're not going to be around for the next high ground push. They're fighting. The illusions are starting to look a little bit tankier now. Yeah. Still have a great hero to deal with illusions in Wheel Wreck. His magic damage is still bursting down the illusions pretty fast.
So anything new for him? Doesn't look like it. He's got 1700 gold though. What do you get next on Leshrac? Is this, do you get Ags to do
Maybe
extra damage?
Octarine maybe.
Octarine.
It
yeah,
adds extra damage as well because it makes your ulti tick faster. 0.75.
Really?
Yes, it does. It still says 1 second, but if you hover over it, it's gonna show.
Are you sure it's not the cooldown for being able to turn on or off?
No, it will actually tick faster.
I don't believe you yet. I'm sorry. People buy Octarine all the time in Lesh, and I feel like you would visually see the tempo of it exploding. And with the sound, it has such a deafening sound, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It never sounds different. I think you might be wrong here. I'm not sure though.
There's a possibility. I mean, someone will have to lobby test this and tweet to us. Please inform. We want to know for science, guys.
I think it's just turning the ultimate on and off. I think that would be
that
would be way too strong. Think of it's actually
it works. Well, keep in mind that it works even on passive skills like Tidebringer, for example. So it could definitely work. It lowers the cooldown.
It's a different ability though. Yeah. It's like it'd be too strong because if you reduce the cooldown by 20, or if you increase the burst time by 25, you're increasing the damage by 25% as well. Because you're increasing the amount that it'd be like if you got Octarine on Witch Doctor, you could heal 25% more. But it'd be way too good for Lesh. I think there's no way it works like that.
Maybe.
It's still very good for his other spells because they're all pretty spammable. They have to deal with the Naga illusions.
Mostly the heal and the mana pool that is the biggest part about it for sure.
Yeah.
Because when you have such a good mana pool from the Octarine, along with the Bloodstone of course, and your HP pool effectively goes up pretty high as well. He has the Shivas, so armor is good. He can just be very, very center of the fight and not care about anything.
Yep. Only downside is you can't lifesteal from illusions, I believe. But
should be correct even for the spell damage.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah. But it's not like those are really everything.
Yeah. No.
Octarine is definitely a good way to make him really tanky as well. Yeah. But mana regen is definitely he ran out of mana last fight and it almost cost him.
Yeah.
They almost saw the Naga get away.
That DK with the Soul Cuirass now though. If they can just get close once, but look at the creep waves balance. That's very important now. They're looking for pickoffs.
They might find there's the charge. The ward spots him out. Sleeps with Willie sawing in time. No, they stop. There's something. Oh, now they realize they're like, oh god.
Stages, so it's
Really? They should have killed him, right? Like surely.
Yeah, but they realized he had Aegis and kind of didn't want to. Now both teams are like, nah, okay, no fight. Well, that's a smoke that didn't work out anyway for Leviathan. So Wheel are still happy. They could maybe have forced a fight there since they had Aegis. They were thinking about it.
It would have taken Spearbreaker ult at least, so I guess it would have been a little iffy.
If they killed the Naga, I think they would get punished by the Clockwork and Witch Doctor. You can't really commit there.
I guess it would be a little hard to guarantee the chain stun afterwards.
Because you can like maybe burst the Aegis and run away with it, but you're not killing him twice without getting really disrupted and then just...
I suppose that's true. And he would probably get swapped as well by Venge.
Exactly. There are so many things to mess with you. But yeah, they're trying to mount a push on top lane again. So look for the Naga illusions if she can actually hijack this creep wave. She has to be very, very quick at realizing where pushes are coming. And always cut their wave so that they can't reach their base. Because if they do, I don't think that there's any way we'll hold.
Straight into the Diffusal Blade too?
Yeah. Diffusal Blade does add a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's like 35 agility or something like that. It's pretty significant for his illusions.
I believe that's the level 2 is 35, and then you have the burn, 25 mana burn, which of course is physical damage as well.
So not very good versus AC.
Not very good versus AC, but...
draining their mana is really good on heroes like Spearbreaker. He's pretty low mana pool, Dragonite as well. They have really critical stuff. Why would you say that? Because his armor's low?
His armor is low, and then you have the Riptide on top of it, so you're pretty much down to no armor at all.
That's a good point, actually. They do have a lot of minus armor, so getting Diffusal Blade is actually really synergistic.
Yeah, just one little wave of terror, and then the Riptide, and they're down to a lot of minus. But we'll see what he wants to go for last item later.
All right, Newsham finally getting his eggs, and they have very stacked neutrals. That's going to be a Granic Golem. So
that's great.
That's 15% extra HP for everybody in the team fight. Makes all of the AoE nukes even worse.
I feel like the DK and the Lesh are already so close to immortal in these fights. So with the Granite Golem as well, it's going to be really, really hard to bring them down.
I wonder how many of these he's going to guarantee. Like, does he want 2? Is he going to just stick with 1?
He's just gonna grab 1 for now, I think.
That's the scariest clicking that you can ever do in your life, though.
You get the small one.
Or you get one of those shitty dinosaurs. Those things are so bad.
God, the dinosaurs are actually... well, they're good for farming, I guess. Like, you can farm them.
Did you know the Frenzy... yeah, okay, 75. Do you see how much damage he does in his range? It's like 74. It's really mediocre. And the Slam is one of the smallest AoEs ever.
Yeah.
250 radius. It's terrible.
Yeah, well, I don't even know why it has to slam, honestly.
I mean, I like the idea of some of those having abilities, but the
Yes,
Granite Golem is clearly better than everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing is even close to it. Maybe that's the balance.
Bring back the other creep. What were they called?
It was the Wendigo
jungle stalkers.
Oh yeah, they're
you know those?
they're Wendigos in Warcraft 3, but
Yeah, yeah.
they had evasion, I think, and crit, I believe.
Yeah, evasion for sure.
Those are probably good for DPS, I bet.
Probably. We need more creeps for Chen.
Exactly. Buff the hero. He needs it. Hook shot coming through. Not gonna
Nerf
land.
Chen, buff creeps.
Ooh, Shibby might run into the enemy team here. This is looking a little dangerous for Leviathan. If he gets caught, no, he'll be fine. Now he's backed up, but
Well, they're playing pretty good right now, Wheel that is, to just keep, you know, Leviathan busy. The other lanes need to be attended right now because they do have...
cancel his ultimate.
Because they do have double racks against them, so this is annoying for...
Chen ulti surely just healing his creeps there. I don't see anybody in trouble, so...
He's
no
pretty fine
big
with that.
deal. Yeah, it's 30-second cooldown once you have Ags.
I want to be careful with the mana cost though, because it definitely is a high mana cost. 300 for the ulti and then 225 for your mech, so you quickly go out of mana. But he has the boots.
Looks like he actually did lose some creeps. Oh no, just one. That's a pretty good balance. Dark Troll with a Centaur and a Granite Golem, and a little bit of HP regen.
Dark Troll and Centaur is great to have at any stage of the game. And Granite Golem, of course. The Satyr is terrible. Like, he's just bad.
What about the Hadoken? He can push creep waves pretty well.
You need to have the double.
And actually against a Naga, I dare say his aura is okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad, I guess. But in the fight, he's actually not contributing. No,
yeah,
it's fine. He's gonna die to the catapults even.
At least he gives less gold now. How about that?
Oh,
live on!
He lives. He regens.
They have so much passive regen, actually.
They do.
From Pipe, from Mech, from the Satyr. It's like 15 HP per second.
Oh god, it's the real Naga.
Oh, they going on top of Shredder. They cog him in. He's in trouble losing half his HP. He does pop his BKB though. Creeps are dying. Relic, there's a swap putting him out of position. Charge through on Goody. Some nice play by Jenkins Dota trying to stop the ultimate from coming out. Can he get the bash? He gets the bash. The Death Ward is down. He's down to half HP. And Jenkins
behind him is
it's just dead. And there's the song.
Oh, the resetting. Good timing on the song. They can heal up a little bit and just reposition. The DK would deal tons of damage there, but they have reached the base.
They have no BKBs, but there's no ultimates on Wheel. Tier 3 towers down, right-clicking Sleezel going straight in. There's the Silence, BKB gets used. Silence is wasted, Goody goes down. Now going after Sleezel, second stun lands. Right-click, he gets Penitence, he's taking bonus damage here. He's gonna go down, I think, but he does have buyback. There's the respawn any moment, there it is. Relic ulti, and again, great ulti on 3 heroes. Shibby's got the Glimmer Cape, he's reflecting damage. He doesn't get sent back in time, it was very close, but too much attacking. Maybe should have ran away, and that should be clean up here. Hookshot's gonna miss on Zebra Dota. Zebra swapped as well, that's a dead hero. And Rubik falling as well.
Yes.
Surely.
I mean, they did kill and force the buyback on Naga, but they did not actually deal more damage than taking like 10 HP tier 3 tower. They didn't in fact kill any racks. However, the creeps are doing it. The creeps are fighting on, you know, on the mid lane, pushing.
Bot as well, but I don't think they'll get the range barracks.
Well, I think that's fine for Wheel as long any fight where you don't get, you know,
so double catapult, they might get
direct.
Go.
He has to hit.
Go.
Yeah, they're dealing damage.
It's pretty low. It's gonna die soon.
Yeah, I mean the damage stays on there, so now only 100 HP on this poor range racks. If the creeps ever get in there again.
So what did Leviathan do wrong in that fight? They stopped the Death Ward. I feel like the Dragonite didn't do. He was countering the whole time. He was wrapping around.
DK
he
was
doing
just
DPS.
wrapping. He was not actually even in there. Like he just bailed and ran around.
Yeah, and he didn't. He also didn't get sent back in time. He probably should have ran away or something instead of trading.
If he started running back on the send home, he could maybe have lived.
Probably
because very close.
He was attacking, which makes you visible, which means Glimmer Cape doesn't give you the magic resistance.
Exactly.
If he would have been running, very likely he would have blocked enough. It was so close.
Yeah.
I swear it was very close.
Yeah.
That death there was a big mistake, I think.
Yeah, he could have saved that, and then it would have been a pretty good fight for him.
Yeah, I agree. But instead they lost 4.
I think also the Naga just, you know, she did a lot of damage. Oh, let's see if they go here on Flesh Rack.
Good hook shot. They're going to catch him cogged on in. Jenkins charging through again, going straight for the Witch Doctor. Gets the bash. Almost put him in the high ground, still keeping him total. Sleezel's getting very low. Casts the Silence, but Cheese is going to keep him alive for a bit. But the BKBs are working out really nicely here. Shredder's is about to run out, and they will not chase Goody. Channeling his ultimate. Stopped immediately. He's going to go down. And a couple illusions chasing him. This should be Roche going to Leviathan.
So much.
Quap ulti catches a lot, but it really didn't do that much. Urn being used as well. Urn really good for pushing lineups. And Roche is going to fall. They should be able to get the Aegis. Aegis picked up. Cheese surely picked up as well.
Yeah, Cheese on Wheel and Aegis on DK.
That's a good Cheese holder.
Yeah.
He can get his mana drained. Doesn't matter. It's like Storm basically.
He is pretty much as good as Storm. For Cheese, he's
Daedalus.
Arguably even better. Yeah, going for the damage now.
It's good with your ultimate because then you cleave. It's like cleave damage. Mjolnir is the safer pick in some ways, but he's going to be able to go probably kill the Naga herself directly much faster.
Yeah.
The Mjolnir's good for clearing the illusions. The Daedalus is going to allow him just to kill the Naga.
I wouldn't hate the MKB pickup either, because there's already Radiance, and then there's very high chance of there being a butterfly in this game. But yeah, Daedalus is still fine. I think the MKB is slightly better. It also helps you a little bit with your push because it gives you attack speed.
Wow, Naga with BKB, not something we see very often, but they do have so many stunts, and most importantly, the magic damage.
So he wants to actually run in and fight. He wants to go in there and, you know, get his hands dirty.
I guess he probably should, because picking off supports is really important, and it's hard for them to, like, his illusions alone aren't going to be able to just chase the Rubik and the Chen down and kill them. They need somebody to be able to kill those heroes, and they don't really have one. It's like Quap, but Quap is doing more AoE damage.
There's so many answers to Queen of Pain, like the telekinesis, the DK stun, and even the charge. There's so much countering him. So, yeah, this is
they're going to be initiating. They spot out Sleesel. This could be Nusham's death. He spot him. Hookshot's going to miss. It hits something else. That's a Dark Troll. Not good for IX Mike here, taking a bunch of damage from the Dragonite. On the other side, Shredder running through, looking to stop the stun. He does. That's no more Death Ward for them. Ulti catches 2. Goody will fall. Relic at about half HP, and it's just Wheel crumbling here. I don't know if they're going to be able to survive. Shredder chasing after Relic, and the song comes out last second.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way to hold this now. They're just going to charge right in. They have buybacks though on Clockwork, so maybe they will keep trying for sure. Trying all he can. But I mean, this is a siege that's tough to stop. DK ulti is still up for a long time as well.
Bottom barracks still up, but the hookshot comes in. Sleesel really low. There's the chain stun. That's going to be Naga Siren going down. Does she have buyback?
No, she's gone.
That's potentially it. That's the top racks. Will they get the bottom one? Nope. Good game is called, and that's game 1. Leviathan is going to take the win. A very long game considering their push strategy that happened, but they executed it eventually and it worked out. Yeah. Slow and safe pushing. They squeezed it out by delaying, but it didn't work.
They were very active at just containing and trying to limit the amount of farm, because, you know, the farm level on the Naga Siren wasn't that insane. We were like 54 minutes in or 55 minutes in, and she didn't have a butterfly, for example. She didn't really have the full gear cap, so they managed to contain